Immersed Robot.
Hello everyone, welcome to Immersed Robot. So I'm just flying around Manhattan at the minute in Microsoft Flight Simulator, just in preparation for Sim Update 7, which drops on November the 18th, which is Thursday this week. And I just wanted to gather a bit of footage with FPS VR running, which I've already done, just so I can compare the performance in Sim Update 7 with what is currently happening in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now, for anybody that doesn't know, Sim Update 7 will contain the DirectX 12 update in there. Now, it might not help performance, or it might help some people, it depends really. I think DirectX 12 can utilise CPU cores much more efficiently and much better than DirectX 11, so hopefully we'll see some improvements for some people depending on the type of CPU they're running. And I'm running an AMD Ryzen 5 5600X, so you know, it's not the highest CPU in the world or anything like that, but I'm going to see if it has any performance improvements once Sim Update 7 drops with that DirectX 12 improvement. So we'll see. Anyway, I'll do like a side-by-side video towards the end of this week or over the weekend sometime, just so we can see how Sim Update 7 has affected performance on my particular system. But I'm hopeful that we will see some kind of improvement on some systems. It might not help on mine, I'm not too sure, so we'll have to wait and see for that. But otherwise, I'm just sort of relaxing here, just having a bit of a fly around after I've collected some footage. And performance is pretty good in this one at the moment. I tend to lock frame rate down to, I run it at 80 Hz in my Valve Index, then still lock frame rate down to 40 frames per second, relying on reprojection and motion smoothing and things like that. And it's pretty good, you know, you get some... it's nice and smooth, you don't get too many noticeable dropped frames or anything like that. And it's one of the advantages of Steam VR throttling behaviour, that setting that was added in Steam VR last year sometime. And it definitely helps. Actually, no, I think it was added in this year, thinking about it. But it definitely helps in certain games. I don't use it very often to lock frame rate down or anything, but in Microsoft Flight Simulator it's almost a necessity due to just how demanding the game is. But this looks really nice and it feels great, and even if I get just a marginal improvement in performance with DirectX 12, then I'll take that. I can repeat what I've said before really. This is sort of the one game where I do miss the Reverb G2, it's got to be said. At the moment I'm running this at 90% resolution scaling in-game, and then 100% resolution. Oh no, actually at the moment I'm running it 100% in-game and 100% Steam VR. In the performance, the footage that I gathered just a few minutes ago, I was running it at 90% in-game and 100% in Steam VR. And I'll make sure that the settings are identical in both when I run this side-by-side comparison. It wouldn't be much use without that. But you can see I'm getting really nice solid performance here. It runs at a nice steady 40 frames per second over Manhattan, and as long as it's not fluctuating, then you still get a really nice experience. Some people might say, how can you run VR at 40 frames per second? Well, I think they've probably not tried running a locked frame rate before in certain games, because it's almost the only way to play. But it's been a while since I've actually been in Microsoft Flight Simulator really, so it's nice to get back into it and just try a few things. I think they are adding a few extra airports in this update and some photogrammetry as well. And the other interesting thing in Sim Update 7 is motion controller support for VR as well, so I'll probably be checking that out at some point over the next week or so, see how that feels. But yeah, there's not a lot happening. So we had a few busy weeks in VR over the past few weeks, but now it seems to have gone a little bit quiet. I know that Medal of Honor Above and Beyond has dropped on the Quest, and I'm seeing some very mixed reviews on that, so it's not really something that I'll be picking up anyway. I think the performance on the Quest 2 has been one of the things that people have been complaining about, it dropping frames and things like that. Which is probably not entirely surprising, but at the same time, if it got on the store, it should be running at a pretty nice frame rate. So if they're allowing it on the store and it's not doing that, then they probably need to optimize it a little bit further. And we've got that application Space Warp, which was just announced at Connect just a few weeks ago, and I was thinking it might be possible that they will be using that in that game, because of course it's a demanding game even on PC. I mean, I did a performance comparison on that when it first came out on PC, and it was very, very demanding. I know it's had a few updates since then, and it runs better now, but it's still a very demanding game. So for them to sort of scale it down and get it running on the Quest 2 at all is probably an achievement. But I was thinking perhaps they were able to do that because of application Space Warp, but it doesn't seem like it is using that, and it is suffering some frame drops. So I'm sure it will get updates anyway, but it's I played a little bit of it on PC, but it just didn't hold my attention, and I was not really tempted to get it on Quest at all, other than out of curiosity. If it had that application Space Warp, I might have got it for just out of curiosity, really, just to see how it dealt with that and what it was like. Just see the artifacts, because the differences between asynchronous Space Warp on the PC and application Space Warp is supposed to be that it uses motion vector data from the application itself, which means that it can give you better results at the end of the day, so you get fewer visual artifacts that you might get in asynchronous Space Warp and that kind of reprojection. So I'd be interested to see how that holds up and how it compares to ASW on the PC. But yeah, we'll have to wait a little bit more. I'll probably pick up a title that has it at some point. But that's pretty much it. Just a little quick casual video today as I finish off gathering some footage for the comparison of Sim Update 7 for Microsoft Flight Simulator later on this week. But yeah, that's pretty much it. A little bit quiet, so apologies. I might slow down on videos over the next few weeks anyway, unless something major happens. But I'm sure I'll still get a couple of videos out a week anyway. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. If you'd like to support the channel, then there are numerous ways to do so listed in the description, like heading over to the merch store and picking up an Immersed robot mug or any other item arbitrarily featuring the channel logo. As always, link is in the description to this video.